did myself. I have a gentleman here who I have a lot of respect for, a huge amount of respect, a lot of love for. He presently serves as commissioner in the town of Tichy, an election he recently won by one vote. He is aspiring to become the mayor of Tichy in the upcoming November elections. If elected, Mr. Leonard D. Fillyaw will become the first African mayor in the history of the town founded in 1874. Mr. Fillyaw holds a BA in social science from the John Jay College in New York and a master's degree in education from Dowling College in Long Island, New York. He recently founded the Freeman Fillyaw Foundation to build an African American Center for the Arts and Sciences. The center will house a library, recording station, and film studio. This center will focus on the African contribution to American society while promoting the educational, social, and economic growth in our community. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to some, introduce to others, my friend, Mr. Leonard Fillyaw. How you doing, Mr. Fillyaw?
I'm doing fine, Jeff. How are you?
I am a little nervous. A little nervous. I got you here. But I'm really happy that you're here today.
Well, it's just by chance, Jeff. I'm not because I understand a few people canceled and couldn't come, so I had to fill in for you.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to be here and go over some of the issues that are facing our African American community.
Absolutely.
I hope it's informative.
Absolutely.
I hope it gives you hope.
Absolutely.
And we got some big issues in our community.
Oh, yeah.
But before I start, let me give some love out to my wife, Willie.
Absolutely. You better do that.
My daughter, Denise, and my grandson, Sinep. I got a wonderful family. Thank you, Willie, for all those happy years.
Thank you know what? You have a beautiful family. I had the opportunity to meet your family at the graduation when our kids graduated, your grandkid, my daughter. And you have a wonderful family. I believe your daughter came from New York.
Yes, she came from New York.
And I'm a native of New York. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? You can't tell?
We got an accent here.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Let's get down to business.
Okay.
That's why we're here.
Right.
We want to, our show is really geared toward enlightening, empowering our young people and our community as a whole. And I want to just start off. I like to start off with some facts.
Okay.
All right. This is what I call the J. Ramel Facts and Stats.
Okay.
On this day, this is according to the Ebony magazine. Today, June 6th, marks the 92nd year since many African Americans, as a matter of fact, 300 African Americans lost their lives, and more than 9,000 were left homeless when the small town of Greenwood, Oklahoma, a suburb of Tulsa, was attacked, looted, and literally burned to the ground beginning in 1921. It's impossible, however, to realize what was lost in Greenwood, which was affectionately known as Black Wall Street. This is by Ebony magazine. Do you know anything, and I'm sure you do, but a lot of people don't know about Black Wall Street. A lot of people don't know, a lot of African Americans don't know their African history, American history at that. Black Wall Street, and I was taking a look at it, doing some research, they had their own banks, they had their own hospitals, their own schools. I mean, why aren't we, not that we can't, but why aren't we doing that today?
Well, I want to brief you on Tulsa. George Washington Carver visited Tulsa back in the 19th century,
okay,
and he named it the Black Wall Street. The tragedy with Tulsa was the racists didn't like the fact that African Americans were doing well. Mm-hmm. They lynched 3 African American businessmen, and someone started a rumor that a white girl was raped, and it was an excuse to take the town down. And as a result of that, lives were lost. But Tulsa set the example of what black independence can do. And we're faced with that fact today. The black community has to stand on its own and go to its own infrastructure to improve the quality of life for our citizens.
Right.
So we can take Tulsa as an example. Over the years, as a student of African American history, I came up with a little formula that I like to share with my brothers and sisters.
Okay.
In America, we have a great Constitution. that gives us the pursuit of happiness.
Right.
But we have to have economics, education, and political power equals social equality or respect, as by Thurgood Marshall.
Okay.
You can't beg people to like you,
Right.
but our country opens avenues where you can find equality.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this question, because I like that formula, but why aren't we using this formula? Do people know about the formula, and how do we start working in that formula, getting it to work in our communities to build our communities up, especially our young people?
The first thing we have to teach our young people is their African American history.
Okay.
Now I have two books. It's The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander. I want that to be an important book in everybody African American's library. Write it down. It's Michelle Alexander, The New Jim Crow. We have over 1.5 African American males being incarcerated to keep them from voting. It's the old Jim Crow. The second item in our library